guys, thank you so much for tuning in and clicking on this video. It's the latest on trend with your girl Biami.
Big up yourself.
So Chioma is trending right now on Twitter following the video that Paul released. I've done a video about that. You guys can go ahead and watch that video. I've put the video of Paul actually stating that blue therapy was all along fake and it was all acting. But do you know what? That's not even the main thing that people are focusing on, because either way, people are like, who is going to believe Paul at this point? Everybody is just shocked at Chioma's outstanding performance during this show, especially when she had that crying scene, and people are like, where is her Oscar? Nollywood, come and grab her. Hollywood, Tyler Perry, get on the phone. I don't know why people are so shocked though, because she does acting. I don't know if you guys follow her on Instagram, but she usually does monologue Mondays, where she would release clips of monologues that she's done, and she's amazing. She's very, very, very good. I'm not even shocked. I'm not even surprised. There are people who may not even have thought that they could do acting, or that they may even have the talent for it, but you would be surprised how talented people really are. I'm not surprised by this at all. It seems like people are just like, rah, like the acting. And I think as well because they touched on very sensitive topics, like the whole abortion topic specifically, because that's one that, you know, is very sensitive, and she really put on an outstanding performance. And I don't think that that should be taken away from the cause because the show may be fake, just because I feel like it was even better that she put on an outstanding performance, because then it really brings the realism of the circumstance and the situation that couples face and women face. If the acting was whack, it would have took away from seriousness of it. But the fact that she really, you know, gave us an amazing performance and she put her all into it, made us connect, especially women who experienced that, and a lot of women have experienced that. I do understand that it may be triggering to a lot of women, and maybe they should have put some type of trigger warning. I'm not sure if they did or not, but think about it, because I know a lot of people are really upset if this is fake, and she brought up the whole abortion and she was crying and it seemed real and people really connected with her. But she didn't make joke of the situation. You know, she took that role very seriously. You guys, when we watch films, they touch on a lot of things. They touch on a lot of deep issues. You know, look at films like Precious. This is acting. Although it's based on a true story, so is this. This is possibly and maybe based on a true story. So I just don't see why people will be so caught up in the fact that it was acting and they touched on abortion, because films do it and people act and still address the situation. They were acting and they addressed a very serious topic that couples face. That's the whole point of couples therapy or blue therapy, and the whole concept behind it. She didn't mock the situation, and even that, I think they even were very careful on how they portrayed Paul's character. Paul jokes about everything, and there may have been a bit of an insensitivity from Paul, but I think during that episode, Paul really tread carefully during that specific conversation. I don't think they should be bashed for speaking about abortion. I don't know, I feel like it's one rule for one, another rule for the other. If we're gonna get upset about blue therapy touching on abortion, then you should be upset about every other film, production or play touching on these subjects, because they're acting. It's all about raising awareness, and this is a medium, this is a channel whereby they use this platform to raise the awareness. That's my opinion on it. Regardless of whether it's real or it's fake, the circumstances are real. Relationships do go through these situations, and they do face these obstacles, and they do go on these paths of life, and they do have to deal with these issues that they brought up. Now, it's crazy because I feel like Paul coming out and saying this and doing all of that without anyone else, without even the producer, the director himself, that's a bit mad. I feel like Andy had the opportunity to clear the air when he did that interview with Metro, which I even shared with you guys. But he really made it seem like, nah, they actually are real, they actually are together, you know. And then Paul comes out and he gives us a completely different tone. I think it would have been more respectful if we would have heard it from Andy. But the fact that, of course, Paul is coming out and doing this, and on top of that, it's kind of, you know, Paul is coming out and doing this. So yeah, it's a little bit wild, it's a little bit crazy, but you know, it is what it is. Now, whilst we're talking about Chioma, let's talk about Davido. It's not his Chioma, but guys, have you seen this video?
I told you about one singer called Davido, Abi. They were poisoning him. I don't know him. I've never seen him in my life. But they will put something inside his drink. He'll be rushed to the hospital. He'll be admitted. He'll be unconscious. I've been dealing with it in prayer, but the Lord said it will happen. And the person that will poison him is sleeping in his house.
I don't know what you guys think about this. I don't know what to make of this, but I just kind of feel like this is pretty serious. Like, if I was not even like an artist, but like if somebody stood on a mic or stood on a pulpit and spoke my name and released this information and it was literally so public like that, I feel like I would feel some type of way about it. I think if you get a prophecy about somebody potentially passing away, why don't you try and contact that person? I don't know if this pastor has tried to contact Davido or whatever, but the fact that he's just releasing it out there, and you know, Davido might have just like watched it just like we have, that's a bit scary. To me, I feel like that's a bit mad. I feel like the appropriate thing to do, if you have a dream about somebody, reach out to them. Find a way, reach out to them. Like, you don't have to release it publicly. Listen, if it's a thing where you need to show the people that I'm actually a real prophet, record it, write it down, date it, write it down, record it, do something, save it, and then keep your receipt to yourself. Don't make it so public, like especially with something like this. Davido is a father, like he's got kids, so for you to put that out there, imagine the mother of his children watching this, imagine his kids listening to something like that. That's going to be quite scary, and people really listen to prophets, these Nigerian prophets in general. So when they hear a prophetic word, this might cause them sleepless nights, this might cause them anxiety, this might cause them something, because that prophet ain't gonna be calling them to reassure them, to pray with them and all of that stuff. They're gonna be like, whoa, what the hell is going on? I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on this, but I just think this is pretty wild. It's not it. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, if you are new, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Upward and onwards is all good vibes, and I will speak to you guys in my next video.